Dude, I've had the tea, because on the one I went to in the UK, you could press a button and the tea would raise and lower. There's like 4 different levels. And if you use a driver and put it on the highest tea level, you just go straight under. So I would like hit them and it went up in the air and got stuck in a light. There was like a mesh over the light and it just went, I was like, oh my God. And that same day I killed a rabbit.
What, at the driving range?
At the driving range. Hit a rabbit in the head with a golf ball.
How do you feel about that?
I felt bad at the time because it was like, it wasn't a clean kill.
Oh, God.
Well, I mean, it sounds clean if you killed it with one golf ball. That's pretty clean.
There was some flailing.
That happens. He could have been dead by then, though, honestly.
Yeah, it's true. Could have disconnected
I'm
the brain
upset
stem.
you didn't cook him up. At least, like,
Vermin.
cook your kill. A rabbit's not vermin.
Is it not?
A rabbit?
A rabbit? No. You're from Europe. Don't think you eat rabbit?
I want to learn how to like properly eat wildlife. Like,
You're half Italian, for God's sake.
What's it got to do with murdering rabbits?
Italians eat
already
rabbit?
murdered him.
Do
That's
they?
a fact.
I thought the French eat rabbits.
French eat rabbit? French eat frogs, too. That's the big thing about them. That's different than everybody else. They do. They eat frogs.
Well, that's the one thing you can say about the
legs.
French. They
That's
eat
like a
frogs.
delicacy.
I'm pretty sure Italian, there's a lot of rabbit in Italian cuisine, I think.
I don't know. I don't think I've ever eaten rabbit.
Well, you've killed.
You know what's always confused me about
Killed a
Italian
pigeon,
cuisine?
too.
Stop killing animals.
So Marco Polo went to China and discovered one of the big things he brought back to the old world. I mean, it's weird to say you go to China and come back to the old world, but one of the things he brought back was noodles. That was one of the big discoveries there. And it wasn't until Christopher Columbus discovered America, or explored America, that we got tomatoes and potatoes. Both tomatoes and potatoes are indigenous to North America, or to the Americas. So what the hell was the Italian cuisine like before they had either noodles or tomatoes?
Probably olives in that.
What, just like what?
Olives?
Olives.
Just olives and cream?
And
Is
red
that
wine and bread,
all? That's it.
grapes, wine, and all that. I said wine already, didn't
And
I?
shitty pizza.
So I guess,
But no tomato. I guess
Yeah.
it would be cream.
when did Marco Polo do that? Like, what
That's a
year
good
was
question.
that?
I was just trying to think of that as I was saying it.
Do you think he ever played Marco Polo?
Yeah, he invented it. I probably
Me.
invented it.
Me, you.
Why is that a game? Was Marco Polo like ever lost
Is that
at
what you
sea?
play in
I
a
don't
swimming
know.
pool?
Yeah, and then you had your one person shuts their eyes and then they cheat. They always
Different
look.
to water polo.
Do you guys,
Yes, very different.
do you guys have the fish out of water rule?
The what?
You ever play that fish,
Fish
out of water?
Yes.
When you catch someone
Yeah,
who's
if
out of
you-
the pool?
Yeah. If you yell
And
fish
that-
out of the water when someone's out of the water, they're automatically out.
Why would they get out of the water?
So you can't find them. You
All right,
can't
Mark-
get tagged if you're not in the pool.
Marco Polo was in the late 1200s.
Okay, the late 1200s. So then the question is, what did Romans eat?
Yeah. What they eat?
So I guess that would be like what it would be like the Roman diet.
Olives,
Olives,
grapes,
meat, wine,
wine,
And
wine twice.
Double
Those
wine?
things?
double wine.
For double Gus?
So I think it's probably okay at this point too to talk about an immersion that we didn't make, that we had a chance to make. There was one we were gonna potentially make with the MMA or a specific MMA league that you may have heard of, but it just kind of didn't work out because first we were gonna have you guys train using techniques in the game, and then we were gonna actually have you fight an MMA fighter. They wanted you guys to fight a female champion who probably would have beat the shit out of you. But I was like,
Definitely would have beat the shit out
Definitely,
of
I beat the
us.
shit out of him in about 3
You
seconds.
don't even need to say probably. Like,
But
seriously?
It doesn't matter whether the arm has tits and a vagina attached to it. It's still going to punch
or
hard.
the chokehold when she fucking wraps her
Yeah.
legs around you and chokes you out. But the other one was, I said, no, why don't we just get like a guy that gets on there and just like wails on him? Because I didn't want like the message of like you guys fighting a girl didn't seem like the most appropriate thing, even though we all recognized she would have beaten the
Right.
shit out of you guys.
So we
For
didn't do
sure.
it because you didn't want us to punch women.
I didn't want that. Yep, pretty much. That's where the whole thing kind of
But
like.
what did they
what
say
happened to
about the
you?
guy?
They didn't want him punching girls either. Is basically
happened
what it
to
came down to, Michael. They said, well, I understand from their perspective. They said no trained MMA fighter is going to want to be seen beating up a couple guys who've never been trained before. Apparently, it's totally fine for the female fighter to beat up untrained guys. Like that was palatable. But they said like it would just look like he was just beating the tar out of you guys. Well, that's what we want is them to get the shit beat out of them. They were like, nah, it just won't come across
You're not
right.
even telling the whole evil story that it was supposed to be. And the fact that the whole time we were going to, like he told us after it wasn't happening. He's like, it's not going to happen. But we were going to the whole time tell you we're going to fight each other. Then at the last second, we're going to have the MMA fighter who's training you fight you.
Yeah,
And I'm like, what the fuck?
that was gonna fight
But
you
that
guys.
would have been amazing.
Like you'd all been
Yeah,
like getting
what
ready
a
to
reveal.
fight each other. Yeah, and then he just beats the tar out of you
that would
guys.
have been great.
It just didn't work out.
I'm
for
glad we didn't do that
one
one.
reason or another.
That would have been good.
So, I guess you talking about like immersions got canceled made me think about this interview I heard earlier today. I was listening to NPR, and on the Marketplace show, they were interviewing the president and co-founder of Pixar, Ed Catmull, I think was his name.
Yeah.
And they were talking about, like, I guess the guy just has released a book, and he was talking about how at Pixar, you know, all of the movies when they start making them suck, and it's their job to make them not suck. And he's like, and you know, sometimes we've had some failures in the past. And the interviewer goes, oh, what? I wasn't going to bring it up, but like Cars 2 and Monsters University? And Ed Catmull goes, well, no, I meant movies that we killed internally that we never actually released.
Yikes.
And I was like, it was so cringeworthy. I was like, I had to turn the volume down on the radio. I couldn't keep listening to it. I was like, oh my God. How the fuck do you recover from that?
You don't.
Why did he name 2 movies?
He named 2 movies. And you could tell that Ed Catmull was like taken aback. He's like, well, what? No, well, I meant like internal movies that never saw the light of day. I was like, oh my God. I just want to call under a rock and die at that point.
You ever have one of the friends, and the guy that I know like this is Jack, where he's like really good at air hockey and always wants you to fucking play
He's
air
good
hockey?
at air hockey, he's good at disc golf,
Foosball.
horseshoe game thing, throwing.
Any bar-related game.
Doesn't everybody have that friend who's really good at air hockey? And they're like, oh, fucking, come on right now. Play me air hockey. Play me. And
no,
they're like,
yeah,
I'm not
he's
going to
not
play
fun
you.
against you.
It's Jack.
You're way too
covered
excited.
that.
You're way too excited
We know
about
the
it.
same guy.
Yeah, but Jack's not a friend.
He's a guy. Well,
He said
But
something once.
everybody has that in their life. Somebody who's like really good at foosball or air hockey.
Yeah.
Fucking hate both those things. Air hockey is just such a fucking.
Why'd you call it foosball?
so it's called,
Go
man.
foosball. What do you call it?
Table football.
Kicky,
You call it table
kicky.
football?
Because what you're doing is you're just saying the German word for football. And that doesn't make any sense.
It's like German football. You're watching little guys play.
I never understood it.
So we're ready for John over there.
John, we're ready for you.
Look at this sourpuss face.
Sourpuss.
You were preparing for me to come over here, and then while I'm waiting over here, you bring up the subject of when does like someone's creativity and annoying like levels like
That was the
counterbalance
point,
each other?
John.
John, I'm only saying you're really fucking talented because you're sure as shit annoying to know.
Yeah.
Gluten free and everything. So it's like, how talented
I'm
is
gluten
John?
free. You don't eat gluten.
You should take that as a compliment. You're way more talented than annoying.
So for those who don't know, the Rise Mongler
fired.
makes all the graphic design stuff. He does all the shirts. Rise
He makes you
Mongler,
guys look
talk
good.
about
Yeah.
your weird broken body and allergies and like lack of smell and gammy thumbs. Do it.
What's the thumbs thing?
Where do you? Yeah,
somebody know about the
I got
thumb
2
things.
different size thumbs.
What was that?
What's your thumb just do?
I
Whip your
can't- I don't
thumbs
know,
out.
can I show you?
Remix.
Look, he's got a little thumb.
Oh, wow.
What is that?
It's his fucking thumb, Burnie.
Your body's
What
awful.
is that?
I like being asymmetrical.
One thumb didn't hit
I like
puberty.
being
Thank God it's not your spacebar thumb.
No, I got to go around.
Okay, good.
My,
Your
my,
thumb's
my
a
mouse.
toe.
Yeah, I got a lot of things going on.
It's all good.
Someone
Character.
on Twitter says that not being able to smell is called, what was it? Anosmia?
Anosmia.
Yeah, look at that.
Anosmia?
Talk about your
Anosmia.
anosmia.
Yeah, I was born without a sense of smell.
When did you realize?
Okay, so I realized it when I was young, but I kept it a secret till I was probably about 11.
How young is young? Like how
How
many
do you
Okay,
keep
well,
that a
like, okay,
secret?
so
Just
you
don't
know,
tell
like,
anybody.
okay, you know when you're young and you make like, or like when you're Gavin and you make weird like logic about stuff.
Yeah.
Like I thought at first you had to learn how to smell,
right?
and so I was like, well, I probably got to, like you got to learn how to tie your shoes.
Like riding a bike.
yeah, you
Yeah.
got to learn. So I didn't learn, and then once I figured out that like everyone else can smell and I couldn't, you have that fear of being different when you're young, and so I just kept it quiet. I was like, I didn't want to be weird.
So kids must have walked into a room and been like, "Wow, it smells terrible in here," and you would just be
I would
confused.
just go along. I'd be like, yeah, what's that smell like? Yeah, oh, yeah, I agree. Just, you can fake it really easily.
Did you ever
You
get
can
fucked
fake
up?
smelling.
You can
really
fake
easy.
smell really easily. What?
Did you ever get like messed up when people would like? I mean, like they would describe a smell and you would go along with it, but you didn't understand exactly what they were talking
I never
about.
understood anything. I still don't understand smell. I don't know what the sensation is.
Like you don't know what BO smells like,
Right.
Or a
Like,
fart.
things like deodorant stuff make no sense to me other than I'm told that I should be wearing it. Like even like showering's weird to me because I'm like, I can't smell. Like washing your clothes.
In your defense, you are not a stinky person, so good job. You're
I bet
you're keeping it real.
I bet your wife is though.
She's what?
I bet she could be a stinky person. You would never know.
No, because she's got a nose like a bloodhound.
What
She
a
can.
piece of
I can't even
shit.
get away with anything.
You're fucking.
Bet she smells like shit.
Yeah, but if I lived with someone who couldn't smell, I would be farting on them constantly.
She sits on my lap all the time and farts on me.
Oh God!
She thinks it's hilarious.
It's like some kind of power play.
Yeah, but see, I would turn around to my friends all the time, and I would be driving a car. I'd lock the windows and I'd fart, and it'd be fine. They'd be in the hot box, and I'd be like, "Hey, let's go."
So, like, if somebody said to you, "Hey, like, John, I'm worried we just got done playing racquetball or foosball for the last 2 hours, and I'm worried that I stink," and you're like, "No, you're fine. You just totally fake it, right?"
Yeah. I would just
Until what
make
age?
guesses. You get 50-50.
50-50.
That's the Esther approach.
I know, that's what it says. My wife says that.
Either you're stinky or you're not.
I don't know.
50-50.
I don't know what BO smells like.
It's either gonna work or it's not gonna work. Everything's 50-50.
Everything's
you won't.
50-50.
You're talking to a guy that farts and burps are just funny noises.
Do you ever have like moments of panic, like, oh, maybe I stink or something?
Yeah.
Like if other people say something smells really terrible,
Yeah.
what's your initial reaction when you hear that?
I just cross my fingers, hope it's not me. There's nothing I can do about it.
You have to have like an office confidant that you can go to and be like, do I smell like shit?
Michael, will you be my confidant?
Yes.
If you
Will
ever
you be
leave-
honest, Michael?
Absolutely. Brutally honest.
Like if I went with you, Gavin, and I said, "Hey, Gav, come here, dude. You really listen, dude. You smell bad. You should probably go home and take a shower because you legitimately smell bad." That would be embarrassing to you, right? Like, I wonder if you even have that cue. Like, if I said, "Hey, John, you're kind of stinky today. Go home and take a shower." That probably wouldn't be an embarrassing thing to you.
No, I would be. It would be embarrassing, but I'd be happy that someone told me.
Oh my god.
It'd be even more
Wait,
embarrassing.
hang on,
if you-
mess with him.
am I remembering this wrong? I may be remembering this wrong, so correct me if I'm wrong, John. But John and I sit in the same general area at the studio.
Yeah.
And one day, I think I heard you telling someone else that you don't ever shit in the studio because you don't know when it smells bad, and you
I'm
don't know how
very
much
self-conscious of it.
you don't know how much air
Yeah.
freshener to use.
Why
they
would you
have,
be
like-
self-conscious of it? You don't even know what the experience
Well,
is.
but I don't want to walk out of the bathroom and then like someone like that scares the hell out of me. Is like walking out of the bathroom and someone walk in right behind me, and I don't know. I take those like Febreze things, and I'm like, well, that seems like enough. I don't know.
Just fucking tape the handle down and throw it in there. Like,
I like the idea that they're so smelly. Ask them to go home when we have a shower here in the building.
Well, what I'm just saying is like if someone tells you stink, like you know what that means.
Yeah.
So I would take. I'd be like, oh god, yikes,
Yeah.
really? And you'd be yeah.
But
Or
it's
if somebody
never been a
tells you-
reference
You don't
for
know what
me.
bad breath is.
Yeah, I get worried about bad breath.
I tell people who on a regular basis at the office they have bad breath.
I like the idea of him being a kid and seeing like an air freshener ad on TV and just watching his face be just so confused about what he's looking at. Because if you don't smell, that you wouldn't understand what that is.
I don't know.
I wonder if anybody is like hiding it and like they're now coming to terms with it because you're coming out.
Do you think there's any like top level like government officials or like celebrities that are gonna come out and be like, I can't smell? Like Brad Pitt's gonna be like, I never could.
Yeah, you think Obama's paying some dude like 10 grand a month to not tell people that he can't smell or something like that? Somebody's got him.
yeah.
No one can know the leader of the free world has Anosmia.
Well, here's the thing.
I was like
Anosmia.
little Reismacher when he's growing up. Some uncle's like, got your nose. He's like, fucking keep it.
No. I'm not even kidding. I have told several people that I can't smell, and they're like, "Why do you have a nose then?" It's like,
What that means is cut it off your
I have gotten
fucking
that
face.
response.
It's like
So wait,
Gavin
wait.
when I told him we didn't have bottled water growing up. He goes, well, how did you drink water?
Right. So if you squeeze your nose, do you sound more nasal?
No. Well, yes. That's just air passing through. No, but I will say that I always got pissed when people said when you're taking medicine to plug your nose and you won't taste it. I taste it every single time.
Really?
So your sense of taste is super strong.
Well, I don't know about super strong. I'm not like a superhero or something.
You can't to replace the sense of smell.
Yeah, I can taste though. I can actually taste.
That's what I'm saying. Like better.
How many
my
senses
brother,
do we have?
What?
How many senses do we have?
5.
Nope.
What do we got?
Oh,
There's way more than 5.
Here we go.
Go ahead.
What are the senses?
Guys,
School us.
All right.
Sean, you're about to get off the hook here, by the way.
Well, okay. Temperature, right?
That's
How's that
feeling.
sense?
No, it's the sense of temperature. That's one.
Temperature sense.
Like spatial awareness.
Spatial awareness,
If
okay.
your eyes are closed, you know where your nose is.
2.
Yeah.
Temperature and
And
spatial
that's
awareness.
a sense. If you wouldn't have it, you'd be like, oh wait, I missed.
Yeah.
Okay. Temperature.
Spatial
Always knowing
awareness.
where you are in relation to your nose.
What? These are real senses.
Yeah, we are. We're counting them, 2. You said it's way more than 5.
Give me one of the 5 basic ones. Just run through them real fast. What are the 5 basic ones?
Like the big hits.
The
big ones.
The boring old ones.
Yeah, sight and that. Smell.
Sight and smell.
Sight,
2.
smell.
Touch.
Touch.
Hearing.
I hope we're not offending you, John, by talking about this. All right. Yeah. And then temperature. So up to 7. And spatial relation.
I don't know what that one's called, but it is a sense.
What else?
Keep going.
I don't know, but there's loads. It's like 30 or something. Isn't it?
You got
30.
you got like
That was the
8.
original draft of the 6th sense was the 31st sense. There was too many syllables. It didn't work out right.
Do
So
you
they
think,
had to
do you
change
think
to the
when the
6th
Sixth
sense.
Sense came out, Gavin's like, why'd they skip all the other ones?
Well, how would you class
Spatial
it?
awareness. That doesn't make any sense.
Oh my God, the entire time Bruce Willis was a thermometer.
So what sense is temperature then? If there's no sense.
What's wrong with
No
you?
one saw that twist coming. Oh my God.
Thermometer the whole time.
Oh God.
Holy shit.
I can't imagine what that's like. I honestly can't. But if I had to give up a sense, totally would be smell.
It would be
It's
temperature.
actually
I
better
guess.
off. You're better off, dude.
Yeah.
Because
Sure.
what good does smell do you?
Balance is one.
Food.
Yeah, but it only makes you hungry when you don't need
But
to
if
be.
you get the food, it's good.
Well, yeah, if you get it, it's
No, no,
good.
no. If you're in a danger zone.
It's true. That you die that way. Stuck in a room full of fumes.
Sulfur. I'm getting out of it.
Somebody was telling me, I can't remember who it was.
Carbon monoxide.
We were
Oh,
talking
you can't
about.
smell it, can
we
you?
were talking about. No, we were
Have
talking.
you ever been in a room full of sulfur? Have you ever died from sulfur poisoning?
I know. I
but if you
do have a story about how I almost got in danger with lack sense of smell. I was vacuuming one time in my house.
This is so good.
I was vacuuming, and it was at my parents' house when I was younger, and I was vacuuming. And my mom comes up and she's like, "Stop vacuuming!" And I'm like, "What?" And she turns over the vacuum. It was on fire inside the vacuum, like something was short circuiting, and there was like smoke. And I was like, whatever, this is great." I couldn't smell the smoke. It wasn't enough to be seen. It was like enough in there was like fusing and melting the vacuum.
So if you
But
left
she
the
could
gas
smell it.
on
Huh?
in the kitchen, you'd be boned.
Yeah.
If what?
If you left the gas on, because they
Right.
add that smell,
Yeah.
so you can tell.
We
I
were
don't
talking
know.
about this at the office, and somebody said they had a friend of theirs who couldn't smell, and it was like some school project or something or whatever. And I think Lindsay was talking about it, and they had to like paint something, and the fucking kids are like, "Oh, we'll have her paint because she can't smell." So like, put her in a room to paint, and somebody's like, "What? Oh God, no!" And
What
it's, like
in the
pulling
world?
up.
Yeah,
It's
fumes
like,
are not
the person
smell.
will drop dead. It's like, they don't know when to leave. They're just like, "Oh my God."
So would you
Cyanotic.
still get the headache?
Yes,
You would?
Yeah,
That's
I
not
would
the
assume so.
smell. You're
Yes.
inhaling the fumes.
Because you're not breathing oxygen.
Yeah, you're breathing the fumes. You're just not smelling them.
You've never smelled anything.
No, it's born without
Gasoline.
it. No,
Not even just like,
Maybe
no.
you do have.
It's part of a syndrome I have. I can't smell it.
oh, you know what'd be awesome if they fix this? Like, you ever see the videos of the 40-year-old lady who's like hearing for the first time?
Right.
She's like, oh, what? Oh, she's like, boo.
We just
It's
gotta give
amazing.
them something really strong.
Can you imagine if you made somebody smell for the first time? They go, oh, this is all
Well,
terrible.
It would depend on what's in the
That'd be a
room.
totally different
The
video.
first thing you should do is go to the East Coast.
It's just smelling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I guess you learn what smells good and bad.
This is the air.
Or you learn just to like filter it out. Like you don't even notice. Like the world could just constantly stink, but you've smelled it your whole life and you just like ignore it. It's
Yeah.
like when you get used to a fart.
You know, there was I forget what book it was. I read a book where, and it was a fictional book, but I thought it was a really engrossing account of a guy who went back in time, and he got really fucked up because he went back to basically before electricity was a thing, and he wasn't used to suddenly being thrown into a non-electric world where it's like all of a sudden he was there and there was like no just general hum to the world, like
Yeah.
satellites and all
No
that
cars
stuff.
in the distance.
Yeah, the guy just like had that feeling of, you know, just like suddenly he's in a world where there's no electronics
Crickets
anywhere
were
in
about there.
existence. What?
Crickets were about.
Yes, crickets
They were about.
So
Like that's the default background sound for any night, isn't it?
someone tweeted at
cicadas.
us that temperature is not touch. You morons have a computer with internet in front of you. Google it.
How, John? I have a question.
That's much
Temperature a
funnier.
sense?
I have a question, John. Does pepper make you sneeze?
Like if I ingest it, yeah.
What?
It's not
Like
a matter of
if I
smelling the
actually-
pepper.
If I
It's
actually breathe it in.
if it
Yeah, it's
irritates,
like getting it in your
yeah.
nose.
That's like a feeling sensation. That's not the smell of it.
Oh, all right, fair play.
It's like getting pepper in your nose.
You know, I actually forgot because it's so weird, like whenever we talk to John, occasionally we'll be like, blah, 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 and he'll say something I'm like,
Well,
the
he
fuck
has
are you
the
talking
front
about?
of a regular human.
Right. He fools you with his normal looking facade. So the other day, we made a. Are you right, Burnie? What's the matter?
I'm just reading. Why wouldn't temperature be touch? Like if I touch a pan and it's hot, I'm sensing temperature.
Like ambient temperature.
Ambient temperature is touching the air. That's the only thing you're touching.
But you're not feeling it.
You're feeling it with your skin.
You're sensing it.
Technically, I hate to bring this up because it's kind of gross. But taste is really just like feeling food with your tongue.
It isn't though.
That's
It is.
exactly
It
what it
absolutely
is.
It's different.
It's like
impulse.
how it matches
That's what
up with your
smelling
tongue.
is.
No, it's not like little building. It's not like a piece of ham. It's like
Imagine
pushing a square
your tongue's
through
like a bunch
triangle.
of fingers, like feeling it, and it just like associates it as a taste. It's disgusting. It's super disgusting.
I just like the shot that just got to John putting his fingers in his mouth, like while we were talking about it.
No,
What are you doing over there?
Smelling is like a feeling as well because you're actually just the receptors of your nose are feeling the.
Yeah, and your eyes are
my
feeling the
nose,
light.
not yours.
Your nose, not mine.
Are you missing the receptors, or is your brain messed up?
It's part of a bigger.
Part of a whole bigger problem.
It's part of a whole bigger problem. That's just like the anosmia is like the tip of the iceberg. Like the thumbs, those are the surface level oddities I
You
got.
also can't eat anything.
right.
I have a gluten allergy too.
And,
What does that mean?
I can't process gluten.
What's gluten?
It's part of,
Everything.
Gluten
part
is
of
a
the wheat
protein
germ.
that's found in a lot of grains like wheat and barley and stuff
all the
like
fun
that.
stuff. You can't have beer and
Nobody
stuff.
eats barley anymore. It's at the medieval times.
You're
for Christ's sake.
drinking barley.
Yeah, but nobody eats it.
Well, we made it a thing, Gavin, ever since that Team Lads Action News video where you kicked the coffee onto his desk, which
Yeah.
was great. It became a thing to like fuck with John's desk. So now that there's 800 million people working here, sometimes I got to go upstairs to the bathroom and use the potty because the two potties downstairs are taken. You're not allowed to go duty upstairs because that's just
I hate when you
rude.
talk about the bathroom.
Yeah, well. So I got to go upstairs, but every time I go upstairs and John's not at his desk, it's just like, well, what am I going to do this time?
Yeah.
You just got to do something.
It's bad because you can either mess with John or you can mess with Emily. When they're both gone, upstairs is so boring.
Yeah. Right. So,
I'm not gonna mess with you.
Gus, we respect
You'll kill
you
me.
too much. Yeah.
All right.
So I go into the
Fair
bathroom,
play.
I go potty, and I'm just like, yeah, this will work. And I grabbed like the Febreze, and I hosed down his desk for like 30 seconds.
did that?
Where like I was like,
Yeah, it was bad.
as I was walking away, and then I'm like, yeah, that'll get him. Totally fucking forgot he wouldn't be able to smell it.
No, I didn't even know that.
I was there. I saw you do it. I was like, what the fuck are you doing that for?
Totally forgot. It's funny though, because you're like, I didn't smell it. You're just like, what tastes weird? Because you can totally taste it.
Did I say
It was
anything?
like coating your desk.
Oh, gross.
You've probably eaten it.
Oh god.
That's awful.
Well,
All right. Here,
smell better next time.
Let me read this thing.
John, do you ever pay through the nose for stuff?
How long do you think he was sitting on it?
Waiting for that.
So his nose works. It
Stupid
just,
smile.
For everything else, it just doesn't smell.
Yeah, I got that.
Yeah, I
It
can
was worth it
breathe.
for the joke though.
No, it wasn't.
It was worth it.
It was not. Y'all making up for the fact that Barbara's not here?
Do you feel like your body has
Y'all,
compensated
Gavin.
in any way for the fact that you can't smell? Like, are your other senses heightened?
Like your sense of temperature.
I really know where my
Sense of
nose
space
is.
and time.
Really know.
I think sensitive upside downness is one as well.
Oh shit.
Like you know what way up
Sense of
you are.
upside down.
Would
Gravity?
you be affected by tear gas the way that other people are?
Well, to
would
answer it,
imagine.
onions affect me.
Onions do affect you?
Yeah, I
God,
think
there's no upside to this.
tear gas works by affecting the mucous membranes,
Yeah.
which is independent of.
Maybe he doesn't have those.
Yeah, but it would
Plus, that
affect
would
the
hit your
eyes
eyes
also.
too.
Yeah.
So can you take out the smell of a human? Like you remove the eyes, you can't
Would
see.
you do that? Would you get your smell removed?
Like a smellectomy?
Yeah, can you get a smell? Like what bit of your nose do you cut away?
Or maybe it's a part of your brain.
It's a connection in your brain that you get rid of.
So you can't just scrape out a nose and then it's done.
Scrape
I don't know.
It's
I'm
like
sure at
your
some
nose.
point enough damage would make it.
It's like diffusing a bomb.
That
They
is
just gotta cut
crazy,
the red
though.
wire.
Like if you said to me,
cut the nose wire.
what part of your body sees? I'd point here to my eyes. If you said my taste is on my tongue,
it's like in the
and
middle
I
of
do
your
my
brain.
fingertips. Yeah, but where's your smell center? Like, is it up here in the bridge? Like I say right here, right?
Well, there's different areas. Like the front smells different stuff to the top. That's why you get used to some smells because something happens, right?
well, that's like taste. With taste, your tongue tastes different stuff on different spots.
It's the same with your eyes. Like the cones see different stuff to the. What's the other thing in your eye?
Rods.
Rods. Yeah, there you
Come
go.
on, don't give him to him.
I'm sorry.
Don't give him to him.
Sorry.
I really want to see where that was going.
Your eye cones.
Your nose cones. So you get more use of smells in the front of your nose. What smells?
I think the different heights up your nose smell different types of stuff.
So it's
there.
like kind of like taste buds are laid out differently on your tongue. It's the same way in your nose.
It's like long distance smell and
Hey,
Bring an extra shirt.
all right. So your wife's out of town. How much longer are you a bachelor, Ricemonger?
Like another week and a half.
Are you sad?
Get the fuck out of here. Your wife's gone for 2 weeks straight.
I'm pretty sure she left you,
She's
bro.
visiting-
Yeah, you're gonna find out in a week and a half.
She's been gone
Plus
for like 3
1.
months now.
yeah, she's out there. I'm gonna meet up with them in California in a week and a half, and I'll be with them for a while.
Aw.
Oh wow. Okay. It was like the 1800s.
Did you
What's
take
going on?
vacation days?
I'll be with her in a fortnight.
You're gonna take a fucking
I got a
steam
horse and
train.
buggy.
Gonna get in a Conestoga wagon, head out west.
How many times have you monked it since she's been gone?
That's a great question.
Such
How
a
many times have you
scumbag.
monked it?
It's hard to count.
It's got to be on a regular
Do
basis.
you use the big thumb or the little thumb?
That's not a
Wait,
bad question.
explain to me what does the thumb serve with when you monk it?
It's going up your ass, John. I'm just
Definitely
like
big
off
thumb.
it.
Which size do you prefer?
Did you really think you were to challenge Gavin on that?
I just want an explanation. He brings it up.
All right.
He's straight to it every time.
Awkward
Yeah.
silence.
It's only awkward because you pointed it out, Gus. We would have just fucking coasted right over it.
Sure, we would have coasted right
He
through
makes
it.
a good point.
Sure, we would have.
We just will like move straight on.
Safari just crashed.
So we had a
I will wear clothes until they go below 50%.
of course what they were. They
bad.
lost
So
their
like
max.
One's bad,
once they're
dude.
half of what, once they're covering less than 50% of what they
Do you know
should.
what
time for
50% of a pair of jeans would look like?
We got one leg.
Your fucking dick would be like all over.
Well, not that way. More like that.
You'd be
wow.
wearing
When you
shorts.
I picture him at like 80.
It's like, I know, didn't these pants used to be shorts? Oh, time to throw them away. Or did these shorts used to be pants? Never mind.
Are you talking about
Fucking
they
idiot.
actually physically lose material, or they get like thinner? Is that what you're saying?
I guess he's saying
whatever,
like rips and tears.
when they're
and stuff,
half what
right?
they used to be.
He didn't explain at all. He just repeated what he said to answer your question. Oh, maybe you didn't hear me. Let me say it again.
Oh, I'm sorry. You must be a stupid person. Let's see if repetition works.
All right, here, let me read this other thing. Now that y'all are fucking worthless
got
and
another
laughing.
ad?
I got another one.
All right.